They can't hear us, can
They can. Come on, you Reds!
they? Here, listen. Drop that.
Wake up, you sleepy head.
You don't actually sing
Get
this,
up,
yeah.
get out of bed. Cheer up, the sun is red. Live, love and be happy. Well, hello to all of our listeners here on the Brotherhood podcast, and what a week it has been.
Bear with us, please. Bear with us.
Oh, just full of emotion and all that stuff. So yeah, welcome to the Brotherhood. If it's your first time, my name's Graham, and this is my very good friend
Steve.
And we are the Brotherhood. We like to talk about the things that men don't like to talk about, and we want to talk about mental health and all the other issues that come with it. But before we start that, as you can see, there's something a little bit different about me and Steve this week. Can you guess what it is yet? Oh, it's Rolf Harris, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm basking in the glory of Charlton Athletic, oh my God, League One playoff champions at Wembley last Sunday, a week ago today. My God, it seems like an eternity already.
It fucking does to me, I'm telling you.
We beat Leyton Orient 1-0. Come on, you Reds.
So, you know, I'm sure Leighton Orient was in my fucking league when I played football.
Was it really?
Yeah. I'm sure
Oh, mate, honestly. So,
Championship.
I'll just share with you a part of the day. It was a glorious day, beautiful sunshine. Was there with friends and family. Quite an emotional day, to be fair, because obviously the top I'm wearing you can't see, but on the back it's got my very good friend Tony's name and the position.
That's the only reason I'm letting him fucking wear it.
Yeah. I've no idea why I'm letting him wear a Man United. So glory, Man United.
Listen. Look at that one. Look at the motor. See, I'm saying to you that this is a proper red. Fuck knows what they're going to do if they ever get in my league.
Well.
They call themselves the Reds. Come on, you Reds.
Well, there's every chance the way you're going, you're going to come into our league now, aren't you?
You don't know.
Yeah, so Charlton Athletic, the Mighty Addicts, are now in the Championship for next season. So well done to all the players.
Yeah, got to go for that.
Well done to Nathan Jones for hogging the limelight and walking around with a trophy like he had single-handedly won the match. I think there's a bit of an egotistical thing going on there.
But so.
No, it was, honestly, mate, it was an amazing day. It was an incredible day. Didn't have the same essence as the 2019 thing because we scored in there. The score was 2-1 and Charlton scored all 3 goals.
Yeah.
I'll let you do the sums on that.
Yeah.
And we literally put the ball in the back of the net with about 10 seconds to go, so just the whole place erupted. However, it wasn't the best game of football, but the main thing is we won. And that's all that matters. So yeah, Charlton Athletic in the Championship next season. Come on, you Reds! So that's all I'm going to say about that. And if there's any Palace supporters or Millwall out there, you can do one. All right. So there you go.
Sound like a West Ham support.
Yeah, no, I'm not West Ham support. I don't mind West Ham actually.
All my family are West Ham. They're all Cockney Herberts. You know what I mean?
Don't mind West Ham. To be fair, don't mind West Ham. How's your week been, mate?
All right, cool.
So anything you want to add about Man United?
Oh.
How did that? No, so they played Tottenham, didn't they?
Have we not spoken about it?
No, we have, but bear with me. But then I didn't realise they went out and played the Malaysian Small Boys or whatever it was in a cup thing, and they lost that as well, didn't they?
Where did you get that from? So I weren't going to mention it.
It was on the internet because a lot of players were doing this as they were walking past the other photographers.
I ain't got a clue. It's like talking politics, football. You know what I mean? I ain't got a clue what my team's going to do next year. Not a Scooby-Doo. There's players out there that I'd like to go. Grealish. Now the man's. I think he's a fantastic footballer.
I think he's an absolute knock jockey.
He's a sub at every game. Buy him. Winger.
He's brilliant.
Left winger.
No, he's brilliant at.
It's like politics, telling you.
He's brilliant at falling over. He's really good at falling over.
He's got thighs like Shergar.
Yeah, but he looks like he's got thighs like Sherlock.
Yes.
He wears those little baby.
No, he has got. Next time you're
so yeah, he wears the little baby shin pads.
He
That's
does.
why. Yeah. So it just makes his legs look bigger.
No,
I can't stand him.
He's built like that cyclist. What's his name? Thunder size. What was his name?
I don't know. Buzz Aldrin. Oh no. That was an astronaut, wasn't it?
Just a tad.
So just so you know, I landed in from the US this morning, so a little bit.
Can't you tell by his
Man,
face? He looks like shit, doesn't he? Really?
Do I look like shit?
He is absolutely like shit.
Not in me Charlton. Did I mention Charlton? Yeah, so I'm a little bit foggy. I'm not ahead of the curve like I normally am. But that said, it's still sharp as a pin. So you've had a good week, mate?
Yeah, other than I've been trying to get, you wouldn't know, but I've been trying to get a fag called Lucky Strike. And over in America, it's the most popular fag in America. Now, this Herbert is there 3 times a fucking week and can't get me a packet. What do you think?
Well, no, I went to, what did I say? Orlando. Didn't have them. Didn't have them. You know why Minnie Mouse, you know why Mickey Mouse divorced Minnie?
No.
Because she was fucking goofy.
Is that a Christmas cracker joke, isn't it?
No, it is. That's a classic one, that is, anyway. So the week that was, number 5. Hope you enjoyed last week's. A lot of good feedback on there. So what are we talking about this week?
But pushy parents.
Pushy parents.
Not pushy friends or pushy peers or
pushy potatoes or pushy peas.
Pushy parents.
Pushy parents,
right. What we can give some sort of advice to. No, well, I hope we can give some advice to the younger that's going through the pushy parent stage to be able to say, look, I've had a fucking enough, or whatever.
Do you know? So I don't know about you, but with me and my kids, is always you say to them, just do your best, and that's good enough. For me and your mum,
I think so.
Just do your best, yeah. And obviously, if they weren't pulling their finger out, come on, get your head down, get a bit of revision, this, that, and the other.
Yep.
But never, ever, ever put them under that stress. And do you know, when you talk about pushy parents, the first thing that springs into my mind is the pageants over in the US. The beauty pageants.
Oh yeah.
And they drag these poor little fuckers out, like 5 and 6 years old. I don't know whether they're younger or whatever. 5 and 6 years old, and they do them up in makeup and the hair, and there was the famous one, that John Bonet girl that got murdered. But that's the first thing that springs to mind for me is the pageants. And why would you do that to your kid?
Yep.
And put your kid through that?
It's got to be money, or a stepping stone to get into films or something like that. There's got to be a reason for it, not just because you can have that little girl walking around your front room just like that. You've got to put her in.
I've not had a little girl walk around the living room. I don't know what you're saying.
I did in my prime.
Did what?
Nothing.
If there's any members of the law,
I'm talking about getting women dressed up.
Oh right, okay. Thank fuck for that.
No, as
I thought the old Jim will fix it badge was going to come out again.
As if we talked about paedophiles.
Paedophiles.
I've got to fit this in because Sharon, one of our favourite followers.
Hi Sharon.
Hi Shazza.
How you doing, girl?
I hope you're having a nice time. Yeah, and we brought up about paedophiles.
Yes.
She tapped me back last week and said you didn't talk about what I talked about, and I said we did, and she went, I know, but she said, what about the suicide one? What's it called? What we done? Where you help to die.
Oh, the assisted.
Yeah. She meant that with
a bit foggy because I said assisted living.
That's probably why we
assisted living, is it?
No, it is. You come out with a few points, because all you like, if you're listening, see what you think. And she said that it's open to being abused.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Anything like that, but it's the same thing. But they, who was the last person to be hung?
Ruth Ellis,
1953, Holloway Prison.
Yeah.
Right. So, and there was a big thing around that about what if they're wrong. Because years later they go, actually, it was the butler that done it with a candelabra in the dough. So I suppose there is that element to it, and if someone isn't of sound mind and all of that sort of stuff, then it's a bit of a sticky wicket. But I think your life should be your own, and if you've had enough, like some people do, sign a disclaimer. Get checked over by someone medical, and so they can go, bosh, and then just away you go. You've had enough, haven't you?
Yeah, but
I've had enough.
I said to her, but people like to say, my Stacey, if I'm on my deathbed, she should sign a DNA. So that's right, isn't it? Really, that's like do not resuscitate.
And she will be signing that.
Oh yeah, she'll be one of them people. If I was on an art monitor when she came to visit me, she'd unplug the monitor and put a phone in. She would. And you get I'm telling you.
So yeah, Pushy Parents. Go on, mate.
Well, Pushy Parents, basically, I've done a little bit of a basically first one there as it goes, yeah. I've done a bit of research. Andy Murray. Let's just whack the names off quickly.
Oh, can I do the impression? Oh, I don't want to do practice, Mum. Come on.
Schwarzenegger, isn't it?
No. No, that is Schwarzenegger.
Right, now I'm saying, got Andy Murray. This is about having pushy parents.
Yep.
Got Andy Murray's mum, Lewis Hamilton is dead, David Beckham is dead, the Williams sisters, fucking
David Beckham's dead.
He's
not, is he? Oh, right, it's dead. Right, go on.
The Williams sisters, that's a good one. We'll have to come back to that straight away.
Seen them play live, yep.
Yeah, that's dead. Michael Jackson's dead.
Michael Jackson, now that's one for you. I used to watch the Jackson 5 when I was younger. They used to have a cartoon out on like a Saturday or whatever it was, and I think Michael Jackson started singing at the age of 6. Stevie Wonder started at the age of 7, and he was called Little Stevie. Little tip for you there. But Michael, it's quite renowned. The Michael Jackson.
How did he read the music?
Oh, that's a bit poor, isn't it? He didn't. No, come on, we're not doing jokes.
Did somebody have to either sing the song?
He's a soul brother.
So he'd have to sing it to Stevie Wonder to.
I don't know. Tell me the words.
I had a deaf girl. Yeah, down the sax again.
Who?
Down the sax again. Yeah. And I saw these two girls sitting in the corner, quite pretty as it goes, quite pretty. So I've gone over and as my want,
Yeah.
And one of them.
All right, sniffer. Yeah.
One of them was deaf as a fucking post.
Huh?
Pardon? One of them, and the other one was like her interpreter, and I was getting on very well, actually very well. But then my mind it back is, if I bonk her, has that one got to be with me?
Well, yeah, because you'll need to know what she's saying throws a passion.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So how do I get on that subject?
I was going to do a really bad impression, but I'm not going to do it because I think it will just cancel us out.
What was we talking about when I flopped into that?
Yeah, I've no idea. Flopped as well, yeah. Yeah.
You talking about Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. So and it's a renowned fact that Joe Jackson, the dad...
Oh, blind, yeah.
Beat him in the submission. He was absolute awful man.
Absolutely.
And so that for me, that's probably, other than beauty pageants, which are absolute wrong on all levels. And I think there's been a few documentaries, and you see the mums in it, but it's fierce, absolutely fierce. But the Jacksons, from a personal perspective, he was put on stage at the age of 6, 7, whatever it was.
Number one at 7, or something like that.
And Joe Jackson absolutely ruled the roost with them. Just so not a very nice. I mean, I'm not saying all pushy parents are not very nice people. I think some genuinely want the best for their kids, but I just don't. I'm not of that ilk.
No, nor am I.
I'm not.
The kids got to enjoy it.
Yeah. And the minute they're under pressure, and the minute getting the old finger wagging, and you're gonna do this, and some would call it motivational. I don't really call it motivational. I think it's just you're just kind of bullying your kid into.
I think a lot of them are living a dream. The parent that's pushy, they're living their dream.
Their dream through the kid. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
And. What I really want to talk about this was for you. We all get pushy parents. Parents want the best for you, like to do the best and what have you. But the names we've put down there, basically stop it. Mums and dads, aren't we? We're mums and dads. You throw everything at your
mamas
kid.
And papas. Yeah.
You throw everything at your kid. Blah, 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 blah. And then there will be one, because there's loads of things to do at school now. There will be one where they won't excel, but the kid will thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
4 years old. Have a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then daddy, as we can see here, and mum with Murray, I
need my Cocoa Pops. Who's it done the impression of him? Who was that had him on the radio show?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, honestly, it was hilarious. So he'd come in and go, we've got whoever it was. We've got Andy Murray in the studio, and they go, I want some Cocoa Pops. And they go, Mum, can I have some Cocoa Pops? And he go, oh, shut up, Andy, you sussing bastard. It was honestly, they do it far better than I do. But
well, that's what I'm saying. But they're all the pushy ones. I looked at myself as encouraging.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got, it's from the child, I don't fancy going tonight swimming.
Yep.
I don't go there. Who's is that? Then Sue would go.
That's it, yeah.
No, don't forget, you're in the Essex squad like Blondie, and you got to go. So it just gets worse and worse from there. And you can see the kid, and you think, do you want to do this? Well, yeah, but I don't want to do it 7. And Blondie got to 7 days a week.
Oh, it's too much.
And she was getting, we was having to take her 5 o'clock in the swimming baths every morning, 2 hours swim.
Nah.
Then she got to get home, get ready, go to school. Then she go to school, come home from school, some of the week, swimming for another 2 hours.
My 2 cousins, Morgan and Lawrence, went through the same thing. And I mean, my uncle Colin's he's not a pushy parent, you know what I mean? He played rugby for years and this, that and the other. I think they actually enjoyed it, but they were in the national championships and all the rest of it.
My Blondie done it on her own. Because I took Blondie swimming when she was 3 months old. And it runs in the family. I didn't say to become an Olympic champion, but it runs in the family. My mum was a very good swimmer, swam for all over the place. And blowing my own trumpet, I'm like a fish in water. So I had 3 months. What a pussy magnet that is. Having a 3-month-old baby in a swimming pool.
Oh, really?
Jesus, the women. Unreal. Anyway, so she's a water baby, always had been. And so, I won't tell you, she went up and up to 7 days a week, swimming for Essex and what have you. It got to the age of 14 where they wanted to take her up to the England squad. Right. So they'll become big meets were coming down. Not just look at my baby, look at other people as well. And I saw her deliberately lose.
Really?
Yep. Because she was magnificent on a butterfly. Magnificent. And
why did she purposely lose?
Because she didn't want to do it no more.
Oh, right. I gotcha.
There's the point
enough.
I'm trying to say. And she didn't know how to tell us, all this, what you're putting there.
But that's my point, is that I'm not saying you were pushy or whatnot, but there's so many stresses and strains on young people anyway.
Yeah.
Like you're growing, you're forming friendships, you're learning stuff, you're making new relationships with people and this, that and the other, going through so many different things. The last fucking thing you need is right, okay, Toby, up you get. It's 4:30 in the morning. We're going to go for a brief run, and then we're going to spend. I can't think of anything worse, because all you're doing is piling pressure onto your kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
so
right.
I think encouragement is the way. 100%. Encourage your kids, but the minute your kid turns around and says, "I really don't want to do this anymore,"
stop.
Any parent that sits there and says, "You're going to do blah blah blah," I think the Americans are a bit balmy with that, aren't they?
Got me to get this going, and me and you talk about it. What it was. Ice skating, my little good ice skater, what Great Britain squad and all that. There's 2 figure skaters now, a guy and a girl, yeah, not dancing, figure skating on their own. One's I think the boy's 18 and she's 17. They're ruling the world. Right. I mean, there's nothing to touch them. My old boy if I go on, but if you like ice skating,
not even a Catholic priest.
But honestly, they are phenomenal. The guy's the only guy that could do a quadruple, which is kind of over the top of your head and what have you. But I've read up on them, and that same as my Ellie, who was a Great Britain squad, he's been on ice since 2 years old.
Right, okay.
Blah, 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 blah. And just talking about this girl that's ruling the world, she hasn't had a childhood. That's where I'm going to go without going around the big circle. She had no adolescence, even to the point I thought last night when I was sort of penning all this down. She's probably never had a fucking burger and chips.
Don't know.
She's
probably not.
She's slim as a freaking. She's never been out on a binge and got pissed with her mates. She's never had an argument with her mum and dad when she's thrown a tantrum at 12 years old. They haven't had...
Scooting, really. Fucking kids having tantrums. Fuck that.
Don't fucking go there.
Do you know what? When I was coming back off my travels, and I had this really fucking irks me. This really grits my shit. Right? We get people coming on the airplane, right? Onto the aircraft, And they come on, and so let's say, for example, I came back from Orlando. That was where the Mickey Mouse joke was. Saw 2 6-foot mice walking around the terminal. Anyway, it was lost.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
right,
oh, really? Yeah. This couple get on, and their daughter, she looked around about 12, 13 years old, clung to her mother, which is all fine.
Good.
And we had a full plane, so there's no spare seats, right? There's no spare seats. There were 2 seats left on, like, by the exit, so like your extra legroom seats.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, and this happens a lot, is when some parents get on a plane, I think they think that they can just kind of let us deal with their kids and suddenly become like, sort of foster parents for the 10 hours we're in the sky. And this couple got on, and they said, they said to speak to you. I'd love to know who they are, because I had about 5 people said about it. They said to speak to you. And our daughter's got really, really bad ADHD. I went, I'm sorry to hear that. They said, and they put us on separate seats. I said, okay, well, the plane is full. So maybe ask the person next year if they're willing to swap. Of course, there's one couple there, there's one couple there. So I'm like, no, they won't swap. Oh, okay. So anyway, the fella, I don't know what his name was.
Not very British, but go on.
No, I don't know what his name was. I think it was Barry or something like that. He then started, he's showing me his ticket. He's going, they said, and she said, oh, Barry, don't, he's going to get really angry. And I'm stood there thinking, well, this fucking escalated quickly, didn't it? So I said, well, hold up a minute. So when you book your ticket, I said, did you get the option to book your, to book your seats together? And the fellow went, well, yeah. I said, right, okay. So we're just pulling this back into context now, that you could have spent 20 quid or whatever it is and guaranteed your seats. Because if my daughter or my son had severe ADHD and it was
sit by anybody else.
No, absolutely essential that she sat next to me or the other half or whatever else, I'd spend the money. Yeah. So the guy ended up spending $100 on these upgrades, on the extra legroom upgrades. So it's actually, if he'd have booked it online when he booked the tickets, probably would have saved a bit of money. But it fucking irks me. Not just with people with kids. I've had a diabetic fella on the plane, and you would not even taken off. I need food. I'm okay. Well, we haven't got any food. All the food is fucking locked up. We don't open it till we're in the sky. Well, I need food. I'm diabetic. Okay. How long was you in the terminal for? About 3 hours, 4 hours. Didn't think to get something to eat. It does. It fucking... They're
trying it on. They definitely, especially that one, the first one you told, but with the girl. I can see that they've done.
She started whining.
No, I can see that they have done that quite a few times and got away with it.
Not with me. They don't. Don't ever get on a plane with me. And if you're expecting to get fucking pushed up front for free or what, ain't happening.
You would, ain't happening.
Yeah, of course you would, mate. Of course you would.
Yeah, but I don't do all the riff-raff. I don't. That riff-raff wouldn't be on my end. I always turn fucking left.
Always turn left, yeah.
Left or straight on up the spiral stairs.
There's no spiral staircases where I work.
Oh no, I'm not saying because it's cheap airline, isn't it?
It is. It's like the Ryanair of long haul.
We don't get scum, peasants, cattle, anything that like to cook in cold.
Anyway,
poke their heads round. You meet friends on holiday, didn't you? Because when you're flying proper,
I don't do holiday friends.
I do. I'm all left, and then because they're in cattle class. And they come and visit you, don't they?
No, we fucking shoo them out. You go. I've sat on a plane as a passenger, and everyone thinks I'm the fucking air marshal as well. Have I told you that?
Yeah.
It's so funny, and I just sit there and go, yeah, safe with me.
Safe with me.
But I said the last time I travelled as a passenger, and I was sat at the back, and the front was pretty empty, and there was all these Jewish fellas just wandering in, having a look around, and then sitting down, and then like working the tray and working this, that, and the other. And obviously the people working up front I knew. So by the time they come walking down, I said, eyes on, 7 Foxtrot. I can boot him out. But yeah. So go on, yeah. So Pushy Parents. How do we get on to
I don't know. We just flop up.
Oh no! About the couple that got on, and well, what we're going to do about our daughter? And I said, well, if she won't sit down, you'll have to get off the plane. That's about all we've got to do. I said, the thing being is, I said, if it's a half-empty plane, honestly, I said, I'll bend over backwards to accommodate you. We've just had a family there.
They probably think you do that anyhow, being a stewardess-ish.
It's not a stewardess, cabin crew.
Carry on.
Cabin crew.
Carry on.
It's giving away my vocation.
You said you're bending over backwards.
But, I said, there's another family down there. I said, look, they're holding hands across the aisle. No, she won't sit next to men. I said, well, I'll just give it one of them. What do you want me to do? I said, look, take your seats anyway. She will not sit down. I said, well, the only thing that I'm going to say to you, if you don't get yourself organised, when we shut the doors, is we're going to open the doors and we're going to take you off the plane.
Oh,
But my point is any time, like my eldest two, any time we've been away on a plane, and we've been to a few places, you don't get a peep out of them. Have the college. So before we had screens, there's your colouring books, there's your whatever you want, couple of little cars or whatnot. Crack on. Didn't get a peep out of them. Yeah. No, excuse me, but little Timmy here, I've ordered a vegan, lacto intolerant, gluten-free piece of crispy thin air, and it's not arrived yet. Yeah, really. But so
I can imagine.
Yeah. So some parents.
Yeah, right. So, but the worst one, really, because you flopped in Michael Jackson. Yeah, there's a film out there about it as it goes, and it's the Williams sisters, the three of them. And
who's the other one?
She did make it. She was a good circuit player.
Yeah.
But the two, Venus and Serena.
Yep.
Become Wimbledon champions. Especially Serena. Fucking arse on that. No, I've quite admired her. How the hell was she run around a court with all that weight on her?
Yeah.
But anyhow, he was just constant from the age of 2 onwards, and no school, no friend. Well, home tutored, no friends, nothing. Get the right stuff, but just bullied. But all right, they both become Wimbledon champions. But where's that childhood? That's how. But I'm going to go back to that. That's all. Is where he was. Always at their tennis matches, ugly, miserable-looking bastard. He looks what he is.
Yeah.
A fucking bully.
Yeah.
You try your kids out, as I said, everything, don't you? Singing, PE, basketball, football, blah blah. And if there is a talent there, you'll see it. Not a genius talent, but your kid might stick out a little bit further than all the others. A bit sharp on the ball, likes to and what have you. Then you encourage. There's a difference between encouraging and pushing there. Then you encourage. You think, well, he might be all right.
I think on some occasions it makes the kids a bit of a bellend, like Lewis Hamilton. He's a bit of a cock, isn't he? He goes around on that little board thing, the little floaty board thing, with his dog in tow.
Yes.
And that just screams, look at me.
Wicked life sometimes.
I think in like all things, I think in moderation, and I'm not saying being a pushy parent, but in moderation, but I wouldn't say pushy. I'd like more encouragement than being pushed into doing something. So if you do, you young'uns out there, you do feel under the cosh.
Tell your mum
parents, they want you to play flute. You don't play flute. You want to play rock guitar or something like that. Then tell your parents, tell your mum and dad, and just explain. Look, really, this is not for me.
Shorten this out. This country will never win thousands of goals. No. And people. It's because we don't help talented people out. And Ellie, my eldest, thought, and I say she swims for the Great Britain squad now.
She mentioned that.
Yeah, no. Well, I was just saying she had to work for that. She had to go through like gold, silver, and bronze tests and blah. It took years and years and years. And suddenly they decided now she's got this. She's cracked it now. We want her in a Great Britain squad. And the very first competition is in like the back of fucking Scotland.
Right.
And they don't pay no airfares. And your dresses. They don't encourage. They don't say, well, they want her. It's not the other way round. So if they want her, surely... you've got to encourage.
Do you live with pushy parents but actually enjoy it? Let us know. Dying to know, to be honest with you. So we've got our opinions, but they are the opinions just of solely of me. They're not of the entire population.
But I think you've all got to understand is that unless you tell your mum and dad, they won't do nothing unless you say something and just say, look, it's not for me. You know, I fancy doing this, not that, because I think any great sportsman's got to love it, haven't they?
Got the experience of this? Are you a pushy parent? Are you the pushy? 07762 99 1973. Give me and Steve a call. Interested to know your thoughts.
Yeah, really. It doesn't hurt every now and again, which I do quite a lot with both mine that are skating now and what have you, is I sit down and I say to them, do you really enjoy this? So they've got the outlet, so I'm trying to say people, they've got the outlet to say, well, no, not really. You know, you've got to ask them, are they okay?
Yeah. If you are struggling yourself and you need to speak to someone desperately, speak to the Samaritans on 116 123 116 123. Amazing bunch of people, amazing organisation.
Just keep an eye on your kid, and kids keep an eye on your mums or dads. If you think you've had enough, tell them.
Oh, sing along.
I don't even know what it is. You? Is it happy birthday to you? It's put a smile on my face. Best team in the world. Well, we was. Tell ya. And I hope we never go down to the championship. Oh, Jesus Christ. Get out. You was done right with your fucking fun there.
That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So
listen, have a nice week. Speak to you next week.
Have a great week. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
And look after your kids.
And remember, the numbers are up on the screen. 07762 99 1973. You want to speak to Steve or I.
Yep.
And 116 123 if you're desperate to speak to someone.
Comments if you can about what we spoke about.
Great,
it helps us out.
Thanks for digging out your 1943 Man United top.
Look who made it though. Where's yours?
Mine's there. There's me badge there, son. Thank you very much.
Primark top, just Primark.
Come on, you Reds. Anyway, have a great week. We'll catch up with you soon.
See you later.
Take it easy.
Leave you wet like you scuba dive. We were younger then and now we're unified. South London boys get you crucified. I'm gone.
It's that time, Big Mike and Teddy are on grime. I wanna try new things, they just want me to sing because nobody thinks I write rhymes. But now I'm back in the bits of my guy. Give me a packet of crisps and my pine. I hit my friends up, go straight to the pub cause I haven't been home in